As many people are aware about what is going on in the Asian community, there are certain things that could have been avoided. And of course, there could be people to be well educated about both the Asian culture and community. An example of Asians being attacked would be an incident that previously happened back in September 19, 2021, according to CBS Bay Area, where 3 African American males had attacked an Asian woman. They targeted Asian women because they believe that Asian women don't use bangs. In some cases, the suspect used ethnic slurs to refer to their victims, which brings me to my topic, Asian hate. According to NBC Bay Area, published on April 28, 2021, shows evidence that there was a 169% surge of anti-Asian hate crimes during the first quarter. The purpose of my speech is to educate everyone on how to address the issues of Asian hate and as well how to prevent them. Some of the main points that I'll be going over is what are the effects of Asian hate, what are the causes of Asian hate, and what solutions could be provided in regards to Asian hate. Asian communities have been affected by white supremacy and xenophobia for a long time. As a result, Asian individuals are subject to increased mental health concerns, including anxiety, depression, and the severe psychological effects that the victims of hate crimes often develop. According to New York Daily News by Rocco Prascandola, published on November 11, 2021, an Asian man was beaten in a hate crime assault in Manhattan. In addition to this, a Twitter post by Dion Lim on February 4, 2021, a 91-year-old Asian man was attacked by a 60-year-old male along with a 55-year-old female in Oakland's Chinatown. Asian Americans are often stereotyped as being meek, passive, or well-to-do, all qualities that would make them more attractive targets. Asian hate has been going on for years now, and there are certain individuals that look down on Asians as being the weak ones. According to Time by Katie Lang, published on February 18, 2021, there's a clear correlation between President Trump's incendiary comments, his insistence on using the term quote-unquote Chinese virus, and the subsequent hate speech spread on social media and the hate violence directed towards us, according to Russell Jung, a co-founder of Stop AAPI Hate and a professor of Asian American Studies at San Francisco State University. Some of the solutions about Asian hate could be the first one being volunteering. For these reasons, on both coasts, community groups have launched initiatives to improve local safety. Compassion in Oakland was created in response to the spike in Asian hate attacks in the Bay Area, and they offer chaperones for those in Oakland Chinatown neighborhood with the goal of protecting elderly Asians. The group is seeking volunteers as it continues its efforts of educating the public on bystander intervention tactics. The second solution would be donating. A number of campaigns have launched in the past few months as violence towards the AAPI community has surged. In early March, GoFundMe launched the hashtag Stop Asian Hate in collaboration with the organizations Gold House and the Coalition of Asian Pacifics in Entertainment, also known as CAPE. The page creates local fundraisers from across the nation, uplifting efforts to support hate crime victims and increase protections and security for AAPI communities. And lastly, the third solution would be report hate crimes. There are a number of community organizations that you can report hate crimes and hate incidents to. Many of these organizations work to collect data and stories in order to advocate for policy changes and to inform where services are needed for more effective response and prevention against anti-Asian attacks. In conclusion, Asians have been receiving so much hate within the years. Generally speaking, if no action has been done, then the Asian community will be the ones facing the consequences. If we don't do anything about stopping the hate crime going on in the Asian community, then the number of abuses increases and the amount of lives that are being taken away from families. As I have mentioned in this speech, is when you happen to witness an Asian hate crime, the most important part to do is to report that hate crime. That way the proper consequence could be done. If we had applied these solutions, an Asian American citizen would not have to go through such abuse. Given what happened to an Asian woman who was abused by 3 African American male, people tend to generalize Asians as being weak, which leads them to being the prey of attacks and abuse.